Well, welcome to our Module 3 live session. It is 5:30, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I realize there might be some people that are still coming in, but as always, I want to make sure to respect everyone's time that is here. As we get started, I just want to do a quick sound check. Can everybody hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Thank you.
Yep.
And can you guys see the PowerPoint too?
Yes.
Sometimes if we have technical difficulties,
Yes.
sometimes you can't see the PowerPoint. So great, I think we're in good shape then. Um, our tonight's live session, so we will be doing, it should be pretty short for the most part, I would think. So we're going to be introducing ourselves, and then we will reflect on Module 2, go over guidance and discipline. We will also do the Module 3, go over Module 3 assignment, and then you guys will have questions and answers time, just so you guys, if you guys have any questions, you could feel free to ask them at that point in time. So as always, I want to do introductions. So as all of you guys know, and I know it seems redundant, we do have students that join at different times. So I know there's a few different faces of live session on each session. There's different people on it. So just want to do a little introduction so we get to know each other a little bit better. And then I would ask you guys just to share a little bit about your name and what you guys are looking forward to in the post-quarantine era. So yeah, as you guys know, my name is Mike, and I am currently residing in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. And the one thing I'm most looking forward to in the post-quarantine world would probably be going to baseball games. I normally go to several games a year, but that is one of my favorite things. I usually get opening season tickets. As you can see, there's a picture of Coors Field in Colorado. I actually recently just moved from Colorado to Grand Rapids, Minnesota, as a lot of you guys know, for a director position of education for a Head Start program. But I really did enjoy going to baseball games every year and watching the Rockies play. Now I guess I'll have to go watch the Twins play. Don't know how I feel about that, but yeah. So I'm going to open it up for conversation. Just share who you are, where you live, and what you look forward to when the world becomes normal again. Don't all go at once.
Okay, I'll go first. I was just waiting to see what order we were going.
Oh no,
Okay.
we just kind of jump in, and whoever wants to talk.
Okay. Okay, since this is my first time I've actually made it to the live class, I'll start. My name is Tiffany Lance, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio. You took the baseball thing. I really miss baseball, I will say. But I also train and run marathons in my free time, and everything has been canceled, as everybody knows. So I can't wait for to get back to normal, and that, we could start training for those big races again and get back out there. So that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Awesome. Tiffany, how many marathons have you ran?
I ran 12. You could say 13 if you count a 50K that I just recently did, which is like 31 miles. So technically 13, but officially 12 fulls.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
I've actually went the other way and I've gotten extremely fat over the course of COVID and have not been running.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I've been eating a lot more, and I actually am a marathoner myself. I did 3 ultra marathons last year.
Oh,
I
wow.
Yeah, I did a 50 miler in actually it's kind of funny you say you're from Ohio in Canton, Ohio.
Which one was it?
It was the Eagle Up Ultra
Oh,
Marathon.
that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that one. I'm doing
Yeah.
that one this summer. Is it good? Is it a good one?
Oh, it's probably by far the best race I've ever experienced. I tried to do 62 miles in honor of my mother-in-law who passed away a few years ago, and I actually only got to like 55 point something before I was just like, okay, if
Done.
I don't stop, I'm gonna fall over and probably die. So,
Yeah, I'm aiming for 60 miles myself. I'm trying to get my daughter to train with me. So we'll see. But yeah, that's my goal in June is to do Eagle Up. That's crazy. Wow.
yeah,
Small world.
yeah, pretty cool. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone, I lost sound and connection is weird. But my name is Amy Johnson. I'm located here in Central Florida. Um, what I'm mostly looking forward to in the post-quarantine world is, as of right now, just finishing this degree and just starting from there.
Nice. I am having a little hard time trying to hear you, Amy.
Yeah, I think that's part of, I don't know, my connection or what's going on here. I don't have any Bluetooth going on, so I don't know what is it tonight.
It's sometimes sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, but did you hear my answers? I can say it again.
No worries. Um, who else is
Hello.
on?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. My name is Wanda Richardson. And can you hear me first?
I could hear you loud and clear, Wandra.
Okay. My name
Mm-hmm.
is Wanda Richardson, and I'm from Tampa, Florida. Um, Born and raised in Florida, small town Ocala. And my what I'm looking for is for this thing to be over so I can be back with my family. More family reunion every year, and we've been doing it for the last 30 years, and we had to put them on a halt. So what I'm most looking for is for thing to clear up so I can get back with my family. That's it.
I think a lot of people want this too. Does your family reside in Florida?
They're all over the United States. They're from, they're Georgia, New Jersey, Miami, um, Washington. So they're all over, and we have a family reunion of about 450. So, and I'm
Oh,
losing family members at least once a month. Seem like so. It's pretty hard right now, and especially not family.
yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons why I moved from Denver, Colorado to Grand Rapids, Minnesota. My family is now only 4 hours away. They reside in North Dakota, so I completely get the family thing of wanting to be closer to your family, especially in a time like this too.
Right.
Thank you for sharing and welcome, Wanda.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sandra Ruiz. I live in South Florida, Miami, but I'm from Colombia. I have been here for like about 8 years. And what I expect or looking for is, yes, for this to be over because working with kids and wearing the mask is very uncomfortable for the kids and also for the teachers. Why? Because I guess kids relate to us very much in our expressions. And of course, the eye contact means a lot, but it's very different. And I relate to Wanda, of course, since I'm from Colombia, I also want to go see my family, and it has been impossible.
Mm. Yeah, and definitely for the kids too. Like if you have that mask on, trying to pronunciate and when you're talking to them, it's kind of hard for them to decipher what you're actually saying sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. Or
Hmm.
sometimes I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Do they have to wear masks too?
Yeah, all day long.
Hmm. Yeah, that's tough. Very
Yes.
tough. Thank you for sharing, Sandra.
No, thank you.
Anybody else on? Looks like we have a few more on. And just so you guys know, I don't care. I'm still feel like I'm won't see my chat box anywhere. So if you're writing in the chat box, I'm not going to be able to see it because I'm having technical difficulties trying to find it. So, um, just so you guys are aware of that.
Professor, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm just having a hard time hearing you. It's just seems like every time you say something, it just has gaps in between.
Can you hear me better, Amy?
It's happening to me too.
I can hear you better now, but I'm not sure, as it go on, if you would start um, blacking out in different spots.
Yeah, please tell me if I start lacking or if I'm cutting out, just so I know. Um, my new place is actually in the woods, deep into the woods, so it sometimes the service is not the best. So I do apologize for that, but I also want to make sure that you guys are actually hearing me too as well. So thanks for the feedback. Um, can you hear that, Amy?
Yes, that's much better.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull my computer a little bit closer, so you guys can see or can hear. Um,
That's kind of what I'm doing too, closer to the window.
yeah, looks like Angelica is on and Tiffany is on. Ladies, I don't know. I can't find my chat box as of right now. I'm having some technical difficulties with it. Do you guys just mind sharing who you are, where you reside, and what you look forward to? Angelica, do you mind sharing? I think you tried to share, but I don't think I could hear you.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties on my end too. So my name is Angelica Clark. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. What I'm looking forward to is I'm very stressed out because I have a child that's medically fragile with a chronic lung disease. So I'm looking forward to this passing so that I don't have to be concerned that one of us is bringing something home to him or his siblings, or that, he gets sick. And I'm really looking forward to being able to reunite with our family and being able to get together outside of, phone calls and FaceTime. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Perfect. Thanks, Angelica, for sharing. And welcome to class. So, I think I got everybody, and please, if I did miss somebody, just jump on in and be like, Mike, you forgot about me, because sometimes I just miss things. So yeah, I want to keep on going. So welcome everybody. I wanted to go over a little bit about module 2, and just wanted to take a minute a little bit to talk about it. And first of all, did anybody have any technical issues or struggles navigating the course? Just wanted to ask that question first.
I didn't have any navigating the course. It's just that as I was posting my assignment on Sunday, I noticed that I did have a freeze, but it says that it posted, but I'm not sure. I don't know. So I guess I'll just wait to see, hear your feedback, because um, toward the end, as I guess it all happened as I was posting my assignment, that it went out and I wasn't aware of it. So yeah. And then it
Yeah,
was just something about my formatting. I I don't know, on my reference page. I don't know, the whole Outlook thing is giving me a hard time for whatever reason. I've contacted technical support and I thought I had the problem resolved, but I don't know.
My reference page was weird too. Like, even though
Okay.
it looked fine before I posted it. It looked totally fine. I posted it and it like shifted everything.
Yeah, I thought it was
I was
just
actually
me.
gonna email about that because I was like, that wasn't a me problem. That was like a website problem.
That
Right.
actually
I thought it was just me.
That happened to me in my last class, and I actually got points taken off for it. And this is Angelica, by the way. And I
Yeah.
did reach out to tech support, and they were very helpful. If you're using a Word document, they said to insert a page break on your last page, right at the period before your reference page. Go ahead and
Okay.
enter a page break at that point, and
Okay.
then your reference page will actually load on the right page. But they did inform me that the teachers shouldn't be grading off of that. They should be grading off of something else and not going by the way it loads there. But not all of the instructors are doing that. So, but they did say insert a page break after that last sentence of your page, and then your reference page should load on the right page.
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're
That's the first
welcome.
time that happened to me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And yeah, just to let you guys know too, so like the system, Blackboard system actually froze around 9:40ish last night, Central Standard Time. So you guys, if you guys didn't submit your assignments or didn't submit your assignments last night, you guys have until tonight to submit them at 11:59 Central Time. Just so you guys know, um they're giving you guys a day grace for it, just because of the system that went down yesterday. So if you did not submit something, try to get it in as soon as possible. And yeah, I'm not gonna deduct any points for that as well. Just so you guys are aware too. All right, anything else? I guess what stood out to you guys the most in the reflection of module 2, reflecting on module 2? We learned about a lot about different strategies to help promote pro-social behaviors, and redirect negative behaviors. Um, Anything that really stood out to you guys?
I think it was very helpful to self-examine. I think sometimes, I've been doing this for 14 years and I have 5 kids of my own. And so sometimes you fall into certain patterns that you don't even realize are not promoting that pro-social behavior. So, reacquainting myself with some of that and like looking at my own, when you asked us, like, was there a time you felt like you didn't support that? What was it and what do you think you could have done differently? Like, I felt like that was a really good moment to sort of um, reassess like how I approach certain situations.
Good feedback. Thanks, Tiffany.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Tiffany on that. That just reflecting back on ours. Well, I'm going to say for myself, on that pro-social behavior and just um, revamping how you interact with the children on that level or that area. So yeah, I would definitely agree with that, Tiffany.
Nice. Yeah, so yeah, there was a lot of good things in there. And I'm glad that some of you guys took some good key stuff away about, just reflecting on what you do, and what you could possibly get better at. I think that's a lot what teaching is just trying to trial and error, see what works, and then try to get better with different strategies. So great. Anybody else had anything to add or wanted to share with us? And if you are viewing this recording online, please make sure to answer these questions in paragraph format, as your peers are doing as well right now. You guys are actually answering them verbally, which is a lot easier, I think.
Um, I want to share it. I found it very useful too. And I found this video on YouTube. I put it on my reference on yesterday assignment. And something that this person was saying is that never give up on the strategies that you have to use with the children. Because of course the first one is not gonna work maybe. So never give up and always practice and practice and practice is what he was saying. And yes, I started today in my class doing something different that he said also in the video, that it was he was referring to, for example, pushing your chairs after you stand up. So he was saying something like, this is the way you do it, this is the way you do it. Because sometimes you just say pushing your chairs, but you don't show them, and you have to model for them the way they have to do it. And I started doing that today, and yes, it helps a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, Sandra, for sharing. Yeah, I think routines and consistency is really key, especially with young children. Well, even as older people, I need reminders a lot too. It's
Yeah,
not just young children.
I just want to agree with everybody. I am actually in the administration part of it, so I don't really get a chance to really be with the children as much, but I've been going into different classrooms and modeling different things and making sure the teachers are doing the pro social. There is plenty of times that we see that these things are happening, and then we're like, we don't even realize that it's really going on. So if you sit back and pay attention to it, then that's when you notice it more and more. So redirecting, trying to try different things such as everybody else, and it's working. We have to just try to look back and look at ourselves. So once you do that, then you'll see the things and try to redirect yourself, such as redirecting the children.
Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, observation is key for good success, and really taking those careful notes and ensuring that you learn from what you have observed.
Yes, that's a lot of, I do a lot of observations. So that is the key. And when you observe the others and observe yourself, you can actually learn a lot from it. So I'm learning a lot from this class. So I thank you for this class.
You're welcome. You know, a lot of the information is really good. Um, a lot of information in a 5.5 week course, but it is a lot of it that is good. I'm not going to credit myself for it because a lot of this credit does come from the college. As far as like assignments and PowerPoints and stuff, putting that kind of stuff up together is a lot more me than anything else. But the structure is pretty good, yes, and the information that is provided. I don't know if everybody got a chance to share. Um, if you didn't, I'm just gonna let me know. If not, I'm just gonna move on to the next piece of information for tonight. Um, and we do want to respect everyone's time. So wanted to talk a little bit about guidance versus discipline. Um, so I just really wanted to talk about and clarify, I guess, more between the two of guidance and discipline. That will hopefully will be beneficial as you consider the paradigm shift you will discuss in your written assignment for this week. So let's take a look and focus on the guidance piece of it. So basically, guidance is really just is designed to teach children to be autonomous in pro-social behaviors and problem solving skills. It really gives the children the tools they need to become self-sufficient. Uh, when teachers have to begin their guidance by building positive relationships with, teachers can build positive relationships with their students. And then when secure attachments are formed, children do learn that they can trust their educators and become active partners with their educators and participating in pro-social behaviors. So the positive relationships between teacher and child really promotes healthy social emotional development. The goal of positive guidance is really to scaffold uh, the children's learning over time and develop self-sufficiency as responsible, caring, and productive members of the classroom community. So basically, that is guidance kind of in a nutshell. And now I just really want to take a look at the discipline, what discipline is. And discipline, the focus of discipline to teaching rules and enforcing them. So, behavior is often really corrected with punishment. Relationship development between the teachers and the child is often usually overlooked and as an important aspect of social emotional development. The negative response of the teacher to the rules being broken really can have negative effects of the social emotional development as well. Um, the goal that you want to get, the goal of discipline is really focusing on the enforcement and the compliance of rules in the here and now. It does not prepare children for how to handle future situations or promote pro-social behavior and problem guiding skills. Um, you know, Having said that, uh, what can you guys think of an example um, of discipline? Uh, uh, Can you explain an example that is still used in some classrooms and how it can be replaced with positive guidance instead? Um, and it
I
says
would say,
disciple, it should be saying discipline.
I would say timeout. Um, I've seen timeout still being utilized in some centers. It's not utilized in our center, but I've been to centers to go and visit, and I've seen them consistently using timeout or sending the child to the director's office to sit because they chose not to color an Easter page because the teacher wanted to decorate her door. So I've seen that occur in some situations. And honestly, the child doesn't even realize why they're there. Chances are, if you walk up to a child and ask them, why are you sitting here in timeout? More than likely, they're not even able to connect what they did and why we sent them there and why they're actually made to sit there. It doesn't do anything. It's not solving the problem. It's hindering the problem. It's not making the situation better.
Yeah, definitely. And one example I really want to talk about is about shifting shifting that from like time out to possibly a time in. Timeout is used as a form of discipline for a child and not allowing a set of rules, whether the written or unwritten. Um, like you said, negative behavior is given minimal attention as the child is, goes send to the corner, the cozy corner, or wherever they go. But in a caring pro-social conversation about the behavior does not take place. So, really what I would recommend teachers to use is um, the uh, time in method. Basically, what it means is like taking the time to talk with the child about their behavior. You can develop really positive, trusting relationships with the child by just asking them open-ended questions about the situation, really just to better for them to get a better understanding of their feelings and the reasons for their behavior. And then you can really brainstorm with the child about how the current situation can be resolved and how they could handle the situation better in the future. Um, the biggest thing you want to get, what I'm trying to get through is, if you work with the child to develop the strategy, you're really helping them with develop the pro-social and the problem solving skills. Um, the situation, if you do the situation, it does become a learning experience for the child instead of a negative emotional experience that occurs in timeout. Um, I think the reasons for using this guidance versus discipline really it seems obvious. Discipline really it seems like a really negative thing when you look at it, comparing it to guidance. But um, the original origins were really not to be harmful or hurtful. The goal was really just to teach the children to learn to display appropriate behaviors by enforcing rules. Um, you know, we've learned now over time how discipline can have negative impacts on the children's development and has shifted to more positive guidance strategies. So basically the paradigm shift is what you will be really discussing a lot in your written assignment this week. So I wanted to let you guys know that that's kind of what we're going to talk about, not on the next slide for the module 3 assignment, but having said all that, and going back to the discipline question, can you guys think of an example of discipline and what it's used in some classrooms and how it can be replaced with positive guidance instead? And then I do thank you for all you just shared um, comment and your answer. Anybody have any other questions or any responses to this question? And if you're viewing this recording online, please make sure to answer this question in paragraph format. So what do you guys think?
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
thank you. Okay, I relate with Angelica, and on the research that I was doing about what we're going to be talking on Module 3, I found that, yes, like she was saying, sitting them in timeout is not useful because at their age, they don't have an inner voice. So they can't realize what they did wrong. And during preschool ages, they have just images. So for them, it's very hard to realize what was that I did wrong? Why are they sitting me here in timeout? And like you said, the point is to sit with them and to talk to them and to get to know what's going on. Also, sometimes it happens in class that they fight and they come to you, they come to the teacher saying, he bit me, he slapped me. And on the research that I'm telling you, they were saying that what you need to do as a teacher to practice guidance versus discipline is to tell the girl or the boy who's the victim to be assertive and tell this boy who is the aggressor not to do it because he's gonna listen more to the victim than to the teacher, and it works. I did it in my class, and it really works. The boy did understood why he was doing something wrong. Thank you.
Thanks, Sandra.
Thanks, Sandra. This is Wanda. Sandra, I like that because that is, like everybody say, put them in timeout is useful. They don't really understand. They're too young to understand why I gotta sit here. And what I usually do is, and one of the things, if a child tells another child, that hurts. That child will listen to that other child more than they'll listen to the teacher because they they respect their friends more than their teachers. They're looking at their teacher like, okay, you're gonna fuss at me anyway. So when they hurt their friend's feelings, and when that friend lets that child know, that child is more to listen or reason with that child. One of the things I usually do when a child is in trouble or not listening and the teacher brings the child to me, I'll try to listen to the child. I'll tell them, well, why are you doing this? Asking open-ended questions. Why, if you wanted something, could you have done something better? So those are some of the things, but timeout is not it. I mean, they just sit there and they're gonna go right back. They taking time to figure out how they gonna do the next thing. That's how I feel.
Another
Um,
thing too to consider. Um, sorry, Tiffany. Another thing really to consider is to really ensure that you are validating the child's feelings. Can't stress that enough. If a child is mad, you're validating their feelings. If they're sad, you're still validating their feelings. Whatever emotion that they are, you want to validate that you actually care, for the child and you want to help them problem solve the situation. That's all I wanted to include. Sorry, Tiffany, I kind of cut in.
oh no, you're fine. Um, I always I find it very beneficial in situations like that, especially if I work with pre-K kids and especially with like physical aggression. I found that it works much better to, I've even walked over, intervened obviously, and I'll take the child who's sort of the aggressor in the situation by the hand, walk them over, sit down at the table with them and say, I see you're really upset. You hurt your friend, he's upset. Maybe the three of us are going to sit there together and speak for a little bit, but I always get down their level and you kind of took the words out of my mouth. You validate, I see you're upset. I see you guys are having trouble. Maybe it's like building with blocks together. What do you think we could do differently? You see how your friend's upset. And I just make it more of a conversation versus, just separating the child and making them feel bad because a lot of their emotions are very natural. They're just learning how to manage them and they don't have the maturity to do that. So punishing them for what is a natural emotion, I don't think really is going to give them what they need to further their development. I mean, you more so want to teach them how to manage their emotions and what's a better option if they're feeling frustrated and angry, for example. Um, that's the whole idea of like the positive guidance is we're guiding them, we're teaching them, we're talking to them about it, we're helping them find the words. It's kind of, I felt like that's been way more beneficial than just separating the children, or, I've seen that too many times, putting people on the wall, they call it outside. Um, it just never really, you're not taking it full circle. Even if you ask the child to calm down so you can talk to them, you have to follow up and have that conversation.
Yes, well said. Thanks, Tiffany. Yeah, a lot of it is about conversations and problem solving, so trying to scaffold their learning so they can become so they can solve those problems, especially when you get older. It's a big life skill to problem solve.
I wanted to add real quick, if you don't mind, like real fast. Just I had this conversation with a parent recently in a parent teacher conference. And I felt it's important just to state because it is very true what you're saying. I mean, we're preparing them for real life situations. Even two children trying to build blocks are working on a group project. And if you really think about it, what we're teaching them at 3, 4, 5 years old, even younger, is going to carry into their adult life when they work on projects with other adults. Like we're teaching them now to share ideas, to take turns, to work together, that everybody's input matters, you know? And so I was explaining to the parent, like sometimes it looks like playing, like we're just doing blocks, but realistically, when I'm sitting there and I'm working with them, I'm helping them understand how to do that because that's going to carry it the rest of their lives. You start now, you build it now, and then by the time they're, grown adults working, in corporate America, believe it or not, they learned at a very young age to respect each other, to work together, to share ideas, and that their ideas aren't the only ones that matter, and that sort of thing. So um, all these things that we're doing now is going to carry on for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it's definitely a good skill a skill that is needed in the 21st century for sure.
Can I just add to this conversation? Um, my name is Amy, and to, I, every I'm sorry, I can't get my words together. Um, Everything that everyone has said is very, very true. The one thing that came to my mind was in the past, and even still now, too, I hear a lot of people do the redirection method. I, I still struggle with that because I'm really not sure what that is at times. Um, but I still see a lot of people doing the redirection, which I guess from what I've seen, is just that they basically just turn the child to another either center or another buddy, never really addressing their emotions, the situation, or verbally discussing or allowing them to discuss what is going on or what has happened. So that's just one that I wanted to add on there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Redirection has to be meaningful, I think in any given circumstance, conversation should be at the forefront when you're talking to the children. When it does come to problem solving, because like a lot of you guys said, they don't have that capability or skill in their brain that is developed to do that yet. And that's one of the things that we need to do is as educators is really scaffold their learning, meet them where they are at so they can become better at problem solving when you having those conversations. Um, but yeah, redirection. Yeah, I do sometimes see teachers redirect, but there's really no conversation that's actually happening. Anyone else want to add?
Yes, I wanna add something. I think yes, everything that we said is very important, but also we have to have in mind that the kids that we have in our classrooms right now, they're very different. They spend a lot of time on their computer, on their laptop, phone, and they go at home and it's the same thing. So let's say that when they become adults, what are we gonna expect from them? Anyway, they spend most of the time in the classroom with us because mommy and daddies are working. It's like for example when we were young, in some cases mommy was most of the time at home. So we were not all the time at school or in a childcare. So and I think that's very important to think about how society is gonna be when they become adults. Thank you.
Yeah, that's another good thought that you added there, Sandra. A lot of times that um with technology and there too much technology kind of defeats the purpose of building those actual skills, those social and emotional skills that they need to be successful. In the age of technology, it's hard to do that, especially when in a time like this when there is a lot of distant learning going on, which you know what does that do for early childhood education? um I mean, it's a difficult thing, definitely, but thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, I'm not hearing anyone else. I'm going to move on to the last slide of the night, or I should say the last topic of the night, which is your guys' assignment. So this week's assignment, honestly, is really straightforward. You will be answering 4 questions in paragraph format to develop a 2-page paper. You need to include at least one reference. Uh, you may use the course content and the resources as references. Um, I do find this assignment really, really intriguing because it does allow you to reflect on how the past has changed the current culture of positive behavior guidance. It's a reflective essay, so really allows you to share your own experiences. Although you get to insert your own experiences, really make sure to be specific about the past and current philosophies, the theories, and the models. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what you're going to be doing for your assignment, which is due on Sunday. Like I said, pretty straightforward. Does anyone have any questions with that? All right. Now I just have gonna bring. Oh, we have a question.
I'm sorry, I was having trouble unmuting. Can you go back to the previous slide? So on number 2, where it says, where does discipline fit in? Is that referring to where does it fit in?
In your current experience, when you're actually doing your reflection.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? All right. Questions and answers. Um, with such a small group, I know a lot of you guys probably don't have a lot of questions, or like Angelica did, she just kind of asked a question right there and then. With a big group of students, it's usually a lot easier to do instruction and then ask questions when people have them. But since we have such a little class with our live sessions, it's we usually answer those questions within. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And if you are watching this recording of the live session and have questions, feel free to email me any questions in general. But yeah, what questions do you guys have? Do you have any questions about this? About the course content that we covered? And like I said, I will be available if you guys have questions. I'm actually off Thursday and Friday, which is great for my mental health, probably great for everyone's mental health too, who's off. So, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, text, email, however you want to reach out to me. I'm usually pretty good at getting back with texts. So yeah. And as far as the live session, the only thing I ask of you guys is just to sign your name in the chat box. That tells me that you are here and that you participated, and nothing further is required of you to earn full points for this live discussion. So if nobody has any questions, have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Goodbye.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Michael, I have a question. You said in the chat box. I'm not seeing a chat box on my phone. Do I need to go in where it says the live class and type it in, or how
You
do I
know,
do that?
Wanda, don't worry about it. I know that you participated. I know that you were here the whole time. You will get full points. I'll just write you in.
Okay, thank you so much.
Does that mean we don't have to go and do it on the as one of the assignments? Is that what that means?
Yep, you don't have to do
Okay.
anything. I just
Okay, gotcha.
I just override your grade, so you don't have to do like all the answers to the discussions that I asked your other classmates.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great holiday.
Yeah, you too.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Have a great holiday.
Take care. Have a good one, guys.